It's time for another 172-second review. This time, Choice Words by Robert A. Camp, published by Mindware. Choice Words is a word-based party game for 2 to 8 players, in which players need to think of a common word or phrase that contains a specific clue word. For example, for the word cool, you might come up with cool runnings, keep your cool, or any number of other combinations. The only restrictions are that you need to maintain the character of the original word, and you can't give a cheap answer by simply adding an S or prefix to the word. So, cooler on its own is illegal, but cooler heads prevail could work. Disputes on the validity of an answer are pretty straightforward. Once 2 players object to an answer, it's out. Here's what's in the box: 1 timer, 1 pad of paper, a rules sheet, and 2 decks of cards. Choice Words has 2 play modes, and the active player for the round gets to decide which one to play. In Scratch Play, a word is pulled and the sand timer is flipped. Before time runs out, players must write down as many answers as they can. Once time is up, players compare their answers, scratching out any that are duplicated, and then score 1 point for each unique answer on their sheet. In Match Play, the timer is set aside, and players try to pick the most popular answers for 3 base words. It's basically the bonus round from Match Game. When the answers are revealed, players score based on how many other players share their answer. For example, if 3 players share an answer, they each get 3 points. Play continues round by round until somebody reaches a predetermined total, but you could just as easily give each player a certain number of rounds as the active player. We went once around the table in an 8-player game and felt that was a satisfying length. Choice Words is a bit derivative, borrowing from Scattergories and the aforementioned Match Game. Its 2 play modes also make it feel a bit like 2 different games in one. That said, it's an entertaining exercise, trying to alternately think outside the box and then attempting to match as many players as possible. Personally, I found the match play aspect more interesting than Scratch Play, but others liked the time pressure and higher scoring potential of the more free-form mode. Arguments and surprises abound, like in a match play round when my friend was sure I'd complete blank book with audiobook, based on, my day job, and was quite upset when I answered checkbook instead. One word of caution though, as with many free-form word games, material can get a little blue depending on the crowd, as we discovered when the word job came up. Overall, Choice Words doesn't really break new ground, but it's a solid party game that produces a healthy dose of social interaction. If you're a fan of word games and creative thinking, this could be worth a look. 6 out of 10. I'm Eric Summerer, and that's another 172-second review. For more video reviews and my favorite audio podcast, please visit Dicetower.com. Thanks for listening. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Cool stuff in stock at CoolStuffInc.com.